Malawi Today.
Kukulandirani kwina kulikonse kumene muli pa Malawi lero. Tinakhala kwa nthawi osayankhulana koma pakati pachitika nkhani zosiyana-siyana zambiri zimene zinamanga nthenje wiki imene ikungothayi. Yayikulu kwambiri ndiyokhuzana ndi Cicil Malunga versus Kineo Madness. Kodi nkhani imeneyi inakhala bwanji? Kamangira nayenso wayiyankhulira kuyankhula zambirimbiri zimene mukudziwa kale yake ija. Koma kwa amene nkhani imeneyi simunayitsate, kodi nkhani imeneyi inakhala motani? Inayambiratu apa nkhani imeneyi. Kineo Madness ambiri tikumudziwa kuti ndiwoyimba wakhala akuchita chibwenzi ndi mwana wa Cicil Malunga, mkulu odziwika bwino kwambiri m'Blantyre. Ambiri amamudziwa kuti ndi mkulu amene ndi wovuta kwambiri, nde amugulira mphaso zosiyana-siyana. Zina ndi zimene zikuoneka mchithunzimo kuti ndi nsapato, ndipo nsapato zimenezi zinali zokwanira ndalama zokwana 1.5 million. Mphaso zonse zimene anagula mkulu ameneyo. Koma amalunga atayiona nkhani imeneyi, atayiona video imeneyi, basi anatenga ndi ukaziwotcha. Ndithu anthu ambiri panali ma mixed reaction kuti ayi achita bwino, ayi ena amati sanachite bwino, koma zambiri zakhala zikuyankhulidwa. Nde naye Kamangira anayiyankhulira nkhani imeneyi muma angles osiyana-siyana. Koma chachikulu kwambiri chimene tifuna tionetsetse pano ndichonera kuti Kamangira wayankhula zinthu zochitisa chidwi komanso zina zomwe ife sitimazidziwa. Zambiri tisayankhule, tingomva kuti bwana Kamangira akuti bwanji pa nkhani imeneyi.
Zomwe alemba my sister asisi anga Alice, zomwe anena Alice Andrews talks ndizaboza. Zomwe anena zomwe banga defend Cicil Malunga palibe chanze chimene anena Alice pamene pajapo, and I would love to engage her on that. And in terms of if that's the kind of parenthood you don't, as I said, mwana wako mapanga ndiwe kuma mwayankhula mo kanga kuti mwana wa mamuna sakhala mwana ifando wa mamuna. There's a huge issue that is happening here actually. Unena udi ana amuna samakhala ana, and they also make mistakes. It seems like mwana wa mamuna those are ambiri mbaka, hey mwana wa mamuna, hey boy child is left out. How unena udi concretely you should engage on the boy child. You are blind, you are busy praising a man that is threatening to kill a child. A 22-year-old, a 23-year-old is a child, by the way, in Malawi, especially in the context of Malawi. Muntu wa zaka 23 ndi mwana ku Malawi kucha. Andi muntu wa bambo, akunenedwa onena kuti basi ndimupha amene ujayo, ndimuotcha mashala badwa, ndimuotcha majani mabozi ake, au burn his boss. And you busy a good parent. Where is the wisdom? Where is the religion? Until mango ngada no se mango suda jamba. Ngaduna master mango yasaji Eugene ganja bena bagali se mango suda. Because the things that I see on social media, the people that I respect and what they speak, I get shocked. I get shocked, like zibambo wankulu ngaramene hii. Now, the thing about Cicil Malunga, the thing about Cicil, you can't take what he says lightly. When he threatens someone, you have to be serious, because the history of the Malungas with violence, him himself, Cicil, and the Belontumba, not to America, you wanna banga defile a 14-year-old, but yogudi anamenya panganani Ndovi. So in a scene wa Wanderers, in fact Wanderers ima ndipoa. Ichimene ima nyasira Wanderers ndone wadi ima zipopa timu ndugana Wanderers timu. It puts itself in the argument that it should not be, because Wanderers is not a rival for bullets. Ndi timu ya ingono kwambiri kwa bullets. Timu imene tinga mainene kumala kujauti ndi rival yatu. Komaso ili mutari, kumabi ndi rival the Silver Strikers, because live already imabwera pa mpikisano kuti anthu mupikisana, you know, but the Wanderers silipikisana nayo guy. All Wanderers idati chinyaka 100. That's the thing. Idati chinyaka 100 in the next 5 years. They will never reach the context, meaning the powerhouse, ya bullets, you know. So because many bullets ya winner is what determine what kind of a team it is. And the next team that comes at a distance, actually, in the Silver Strikers, and then Mabira Wanderers, kutali kwambiri. So Wanderers, the team ya ingonu kwambiri kumalawi. The number 3, kumantwa Wanderers, mayankula kwambiri. Ajina Gizito, mayankula kwambiri. Ajina ndani, ajina wota nyamilandu, kuyankula kwambiri. Makape inuyo, ajina wota nyamilandu. Ndipo, dinu, simunafike poso pa kazi atu. Sina kamuti mpira, inyo ni masai chigatu, a Wanderers. Muli kutali kwambiri. So, CEO wa Wanderers, Panganani Ndovi, a very good guy. You know, he's a good guy. Like, he's a good guy. Like, at least my engagement I've had with him, he's good. I've played with him once, Pachichi, Zara Socials. He's very good. I mean, in his past, he has played football, and he's a good midfielder, Panganani. He's very good. His employment at Wanderers was professional. He has experience, and his Panganani, he went there to do work, you know, and then Ajina Malunga, with their history, they feel unena kuti they own Wanderers in the art. Green Malunga, Gambia Bamba. So Ajina Malunga, Gambia Bamba, they were criminals, and they have been used throughout the years. Ndajina Bagiri Muze Aja, you know, I'm aggressive and Shito, those families and they will remain poor because the class. So you know, the narrative, the jurisprudence, the conversation, the discussion, the discourse in Malawi, imabangidwa led by ignorance, misinformation. Narrative imakawa kuti is misinformed because Cicil and Paulina kuti Cicil high classy. Amabanga jan. What does Cicil do? Can you tell me profession ya Cicil ndi chani? Amadan. Apart from kubanga katapira, ndukumaka menya sona katapira antu. So his job is the bouncer. That's his job. So Kineo, that musician, that guy, that boy, and Mukumbanga describe and wawu ghetto, that boy is doing something for himself. That boy is a genius. He's a musician. Whatever. I don't know much about him. Maybe he has his own criminality. I know that I can come out someday because I know this account information because I think Malawi someone on the green can do in Wabuino. They would be soon as Singaza boy was not muntu jaswa kupenga menio kupandanzeru. That boy, Kineo, the boy and madness, whatever he is, that boy is huge. He's a sensational. We know him. Of course, I've never listened to his music, but now I'll listen to him. Panova day he will blow more. And if he has any songs, Panova people want to know you. That boy is doing something. Some think about a point. You know, think about a point. Zani, Bambage and Kazwage, Waye. Who was another in Kazwage? The girlfriend wagging. Okay, let me not. And this Sakomedo. The girlfriend wagging. Ameojayo. Sino mkodi zinari ndani mwana wa Malunga. Miss Malunga. Let's call her Miss Malunga. Mfana ujameojayo ni Pepsi yake. And you a 23-year-old dating a 19-year-old. That's okay. That's normal. That's normal. You know? Kineo jasa nyozela mendi dolo. Ndi dolo ameojayo. Ndipo Magoro no samene muri mbwa mungo yankula zo bebera. You are not helpful to the nation. You should musimbange sit down muziringa lile mu pepese ife ana. Kamena mu pepese muzigude bakali muzigugude pajani pantima pajifua. Jifua jaka kanzwana ko pepera. Cicil, the bouncer basi. Professional in bouncer. Andama menya antu town. He's a criminal used, or he uses himself as a criminal. Our this is 22. Yeah, he's 22. A 22-year-old Ndimwana ameneyo ndipo is dating a 19-year-old. There's a 3 or 2 years and some months difference. That's a good age. In fact, you know there's a law that essentially confirms now the age difference when people are dating kind of difference 2-3 years. That's perfect for issue your consent and authority taking advantage and all that. The law has described that within the law of defilement, especially and of course this is we don't fall, but I'm just trying to educate to share this information and how it's relevant. We don't have to see another 2 or 3 years. It's relevant. But I count down to see another 10 years. That would have been an issue beginning from me. How did the issue is class? What class? The Malungas are not class. The Malungas cannot stand out in Kumani we are class. Class here give you the Malungas. Which class? Agudi, my guy, why are you ever reacting? It was just parenting. Oh, you parent by threatening other children to bend their balls. What the hell? Who are you? Who are you? If you say good, if you're saying I'll bend your balls, you are parenting. What kind of parenting is that? That was not parenting. You are threatening a 22-year-old. You, Alice Andrews, you think that somebody threatening a 22-year-old is normal, is okay? Oh, I want influencers that pay attention to issues. Before we engage, we should pay attention. And Alice, I'm speaking from a place of brotherhood. But she's influential and important. And so Alice mupange so video ina mupange clarify kuti mukutija. Izilibe kantu how did know misa izilibe kantu chabwino. Musova mona uri mudani. Let's go back to the issue. Ajina pangana ndovi kuwandazi kuja kuyendesa timu. Pana timu tu inaza wina tu league tu. Ina wina timu yonena kuti sita mpira olo. Koma ajina pangana najo kulongoswe mpaka wina league. Congratulations once again. Koma ni wandazi kango wina. Maule awandazi asa wine pandinyo second town mono. Maule, make sure wapitipo. Manoma sawine, akangowina. Manoma ndinyo zeka. Maule, mubange za Kineo. Maule muwine for Kineo. Wini ayo is for Kineo. Kama akangowina wandras. Ndodi, tienda mayo. Komandani naye uri wonders oida tinyaka 100 ndimu yengono kwambiri kwa bullets. Our history shows that, Cicil ujai anakamenya mkulu watu panganani ndovi kumutibula muntu wankulu kumutibula so savage zenzen muntu mpaka na kuchipatala mpaka na anakamanga muntu uja. So now I need bail. Why are you on bail? You threaten to assault, you threaten to cause grievous body harm to a 22-year-old. You are supposed to be arrested. And okay, so you are supposed not to commit any other crime. Well, in the so mwandu mana mangira sisi ndio natuna ziko ni serious zoti boma likwenda kuone Saudi tumiza police kama kile Cicil and that's a country. So and how people quickly say you're losing focus. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. My issue when mazo already know what I stand for, what is many mabangas into mabanga jani ndikamana justice judiciary corruption. Why do I talk about corruption in the judiciary? Why did I begin to talk about corruption in the judiciary in 2024, as some of you know? But I started talking about corruption in the judiciary long before then. But I think a lot of people anaipanga grab, especially for social media in 2024. It's about justice. the idea is justice. The concept is justice, access to justice. Antu alande chilungamo chiende ngati madzi. That's my code. What I stand for is that chilungamo. Corruption is just a branch. It's a barrier. So katangali ujandu kumucheka kumulo kumpanga review kena kuona kuti ma systems apange preso ngati ma systems apanga preso ndikumaitenga sonkhani chandeka kutamanga naye kuika pompambana kudandaula kupanga formalize everything, officializing the complaints, the issue yaikulu ndi ya chilungamo. So ndikamanga china chonse chimene ngati mukazaona kuti chinthu chichigwizana ndi justice, then you can say kuti you have lost the plot. You panga chiti chose, you have lost focus. If napanga chinthu chimene chichigwizana ndi pursuit of justice, but my duty, my work, my spirit pushes me on justice, the pursuit of justice. When I talk about Shepherd Bushir, it's about the pursuit of justice. When I talk about Mmanja, Uyundani, Abu, by the way, I'll have a live Abu. I had a network issue, and then so many other issues came up, like my personal life and general things. Schedule is very tight, has been very tight. So that's what it's been about. So I'll address the issue in detail. Fazal Abu, and you see, the mainstream media doesn't want to write about it, and and then there were Asanka leadership. So you can see, okay, my elections are MISA Malawi chapter reveals to you the power that the cartel has in Malawi. Because it does not make sense. This is not even into media. He's a PR, public relations officer. He is now leading MISA Malawi chapter. Like, make it make sense. That's how the cartel grabs you by the balls and moves. And because look, but I'm going to work with the current leadership, because when I work with the leadership, either this is clear now the most kapena this is tamangisa kala uyo ndedi ambiratu warning in the many could the media leadership imeni banoba, but leadership ya journalism in Malawi is a suspect. How is this the president especially? But I work with them to ensure justice is being done in Malawi, the reporting and all that. But in the context where they don't want, they tipanga wawo. Pamene muntu wa ali babelo. Pamakazi ambi mbili zimene saina kubanga. Chachi china njimene ama inasa osapanga ndikubala mulaso mulandu muhali babelo lili mtumba. Ne asisewa sudango bala mulandu wina kapena nyani wawo mulaso mulandu ogwirizana ndimene ana balamuna wawo jenwa amene anampasira belo kuopyeza kuti akazinga maliseche malipyata amwana wa zaka 22, threatening to cause violence, which is why Ali Babelo. So he's not a changing person, and he's planning to commit, and he basically has threatened to kill someone, to do worse than what he did to Opanganani Ndovi. And you see, we can't take this as a joke, because we know Kamangira is the most misunderstood guy so far. He's brilliant, big up man. No, I'm not really misunderstood. People deliberately do these things, or they act as if they don't understand what I'm saying. It's because I'm a Kawudi and the Apo Itekayo, or Abalea, or Anzao, or Maido, and Hamena Pembeza. They speak the way they speak to me on social media. But people understand what I'm saying. There are very few people that don't understand my message. So don't worry about those people. We are moving on. So, Bere mene Cicil Malunga alinayo akwena atani kodi akayi chose ayipange revoke ndipo amangidwe mpakana mlandu wake ndipanga nani If I was lawyer, that's what I was going to forward. If I was a prosecutor, I mean, we want to prosecute case Cicil on behalf of the state of Malawi, but the complainant being Panganani, that's what I would take the court to do. And Panganana here, Peter Kavangalo, all the best Panganani, all the best. Learn the right things at the law school, learn the right things. The sister of the Malunga family has been committing a lot of crimes, and when I studied studied my video angapo Malunga mwana wake wa Malunga ujeti needs counseling, and pata uzatu grasso into zina zake, knowing the family Malunga and their sexual scandals within the family. If people need to pay attention to the girl child, of how the father is treated. In fact, how the father treats Kineo is a boy child issue, but also it's a girl child issue. Because why? We should listen to what things people say. This is actually how patriarchy behaves, where they are like protecting women, but they are trying to protect themselves. They are in their own unjustified integrity or unjustified public attention or public standing, because that has nothing to do with the child. Do you think what is is now has a secret chanchano kunkalibia mwana ujo sana kankalibia osabwera bae abambaji asisa abambaji ndo pusa kwa midaba mbo pusa actually abambaminaji ndikunena unena kuti outside the law, outside the crime, Cicil Malunga is stupid. And it's not even an opinion, it's a reality. It's proven fact, it's factual. Cicil is stupid. Because mwana wa kwedi ngadali pachibwezi ni mundu, and you're not happy. Engage your child, engage your daughter. You have no any business with Kodi Kineo, alibe family. Where are you, the family ya Kineo? Mwena mutenge Kineo jamukadanda ule police. You should lodge a complaint, a formal complaint against Malunga, threatening to kill your child. It's a crime. People should not get away and say just because in the Malunga. The politicians use my families in the Malunga to terrorize people. Tumadanda wapompano za anyamanda azi kwanje kulilongwe. The Malungas are used by the TVB. That's why panga zo pepera basi wana ngati ziko jendrao ziko menje sila muntu. That country, Malawi, belongs to all of us, and we're not going to allow politicians to be funding to my family to pepera to band and chito to gwisi and chito ngati condom ngati nama, because the Malungas are used like condoms in the thick of things, in the scheme of things. The Malungas are used as condoms, and they will remain poor. Like in a real sense, because what? Under the staff no good to kula muntu, they just want you to be like that. So let me give you an example. Nkani ya Kasakula inda mapanga zola kwika, ama he was unprofessional. Kasakula ni makubuza na ananda for instance. Nkani ya Sata, Uzuno Sata, is a criminal Kasakula. Kumano, how they treated, how did the Malunga does exactly? Because Malunga was involved. Uja supporta ujama vinisa jimimba ku airport. Those people, the Malungas in the Gudi, they have been terrorizing Malawi for years, and we have been watching and grabbing hands. Then the Kamangira Malawi ni nanto pusa. Kina muzina da akutukwana. Mudena ni no pusa ni kutukwana meko. How did the Malunga ndibangwe wani ndazi nzake ina ndima maulidi? Kodi is it maulidi? Penetrate the security detail ya MPC. Nukamu tenga ujeni maka mupyeza in broad daylight, and milandu meja sikuoni udili kutiko. Where is that case? The whole state broadcaster, if who chili samanyazi kwambili, we are very embarrassing. Like we are so embarrassing. Like we are blatantly embarrassing. Is this on this it? I mean, as a nation, my bland, is this on this it? So, akuti Kamangira ukamaliza usepuleko a speed carrier and logistics. A lot of people have complained the issue of speed carrier and the logistics. And my journalist tena ananduza kuti anthu akafuna kulemba zimene zizi my editors amandi andalama. And I've got a lot of evidence. My editors amatsegula my Airtel Mpamba Wanyuani in different names. Yona Malunga. Yes, I was talking about my Yona. I'll come back to Yona. My card Anyuani, Duland and Rama, they are receiving a lot of money. So Aka Speed Carrier and the Logistics Limited, and they are causing a lot of chaos. But give me more data. I can have a live just to talk about, but in the person information. And then when you give me information, give me time to do my own investigation with my team and a couple of people in terms of how the speed carrier people and logistics are doing. We need to rise up because people take advantage of you, even the services that you are paying. You pay expensive and you don't even get the service. And you want to move on. You want to move on. Zero. Ninapita ku function ya Malawi, amina Akamva Island, aya Misabungwe, lo tugulana. Malawi amina Akamva Island. Now, ufuso kumata, kumazimisa Bungwe ime ilipo kare. Malawi amina wao, pa Bungwe ime nalipolo, atali wana unatu Bungwe ime lokas giga, laka likale. Limene siyo sana li part of kuriku tugula. Ata unatu mtu mmozi, waipani ya Bungwe lija, hene Nkumbira. Walipani ya Bungwe lija, ango funa kreka presidenti, bas ango is just bribing 2 or 3 people, the noisemakers, empty tins, literally. You know, basi another afuna change, basi yo jaa panga pay antaja, and I just really jalipe na unchito. But when it comes good, afuna no good, it should remain. You know, institution association ya Malawi to akunja muntu mabeza odi ndalama zao institution zima roa ma personal account, which is a crime in Europe. It's a crime in Malawi, but you know how these systems work. Kuma utulo la ku Malawi jam sudi di majoga kangokwera ndege. You know, anabwera nalo kuno utulo lija ndikukazikika. So but Malawi na amena anaona odi ai zindu they change, and then they have started an organization that wants to uplift Malawians, not to uplift the people that are standing in the name of Malawians. You know, so the point is what I'm driving at. You know, so we have people. I will do a live even to talk about this. Just that before Malawi and the diaspora, it's a very critical population, and for over the years, the politicians have been taking advantage of the diaspora. Kumango ipepelesa basi antu kumango digila antu amela livoko ku diaspora mango digila uda bonga likasinta yakalo watu tumiza ku embassy azitumizia ndalama dizibanga nao money laundering, because people in diaspora are being used also to engage in money laundering. And that's why they are the good number of people in diaspora, they don't like Kamangira. You know, they wouldn't like me because I will expose them. I know their moves. And so even here, they don't even need being financed. Of course, they are being financed to attack me and all that. But Sangani Bangerich, you know, God is a God of justice. So if God is a God of justice, and I'm fighting for justice, why amanina utantwanga kuno mkefa chosaziwa? And how many sana zindigire how powerful I am, and home message stone, and why I cannot be a singa great said anyhow. Nde ineo muno again when ne wouldn't that great said when wouldn't ndadani ndasia kubempera if I stop, praying and walking with God. That's the only way I'm going to go down. If I stop praying, but the fight against justice, or the fight for justice, I cannot be defeated by human. And how many Akamva Malawi, benefit they rose up and changed, sought for change, and that's what they will go. But there's also what we need to pay attention to. So we also have to pay attention And I mean, how Island should pay attention to this new group that has begun, because they then have to raise the bar. They have put a challenge to themselves, a bigger now. The scrutiny, they will be more scrutinized even more. Could they should also not repeat the mistake that made them say, it's save a from mods. Is saving a few people instead of saving all Malawians that are living in Ireland. So I would encourage Malawians that are living in Ireland to join this group, not only to support its cause, but to support with this chilungamo chizooneka panchito zimene akugwira aziyimirira Malawi onse. Aziyimirira Malawi kuti, you know, family yama Africans, yama Malawians outside Europe is very important. But kunongo, even in UK, I'm basi gossipy, basi kumangoyanga na kumapikisana. Like, what are you doing? Like, mwajoka kwa ntopa, but the ntopa in you is still in you. You want to live in ngati kwa ntopa. Mwajoka kunchenga otua, mukufuna muzika kuyobo ngati kunchenga otua. You know, this is Europe. Can you wake up? Can you rise up? Like, you know, it's many china ndi option ineyo. I so good. So you should know kuti nchenga otu amene ndikunena uswapa no kuti kwa kuli manyumba abwino chanja no fa nchenga otu apa is down. Ndi nchenga otu amene anthu amene amakhala ku Europe kuno amaonesa ndi nchenga otu amene anachoka 10-20 years ago, 30 years ago. So it's worse. So you find anthu onena kuti they are in Europe, they are primitive, they are the Malawian who is in the village, they are more advanced. Malawi amapangana ndivanga anthu amazadabu kuti akabwera kumalo get a culture shock kuti Malawi anasinda chonchi anthu mena kuganizira amazakhala shock. And some of the things that we get depressed and aku Europe kunoko ndona kuti kabwera kunyumba kuja ndikuona mena anthu apangira progress. Why? When you were living, you left with ndilande life. Unacho undilande uja suna usiye unasiya unakame ndi undilande uja kubwera kunoko basi wakuti watenga mimba wakuti ndiye you in Europe. You know, tizakhala ndi live kungokamba za live in diaspora kuti anthu muzamveste bwino. Speedy Carrier and Logistics Limited ngati mufuna kuti banking the person information and we will engage. Anyway, kasakula uja anatibulidwa ndaji nayoona Malunga ndi anzake nakaya bango wani janjani. And these boys ajina maulidi, they were praised as heroes. When you see what is happening zokuza kusowa kwa maliseche anthu kulowa shile kunsanje kukwangabu kuchikwawa, it's because of lack of accountability. Anthu akapedwa in the mob justice way. The police in Malawi are not helping for years and years and years. We need to start holding people accountable. My family is once amena na lose and I mean mabanja once amena na lose and through mob justice. Mwenda musumire boma. And you should sue the government for failure to protect the right to life of your relative. Because what accountability like mutata pedwa. Then what? Because security may now car there. Even muntu wakuba bale wanu utanaba. By the way, utanaba mugwira kumpeza utanaba ngarana mupa. You have the power, the law protects wakuba. Hello, you should know that the law protects the criminal. I mean, that's what the law is. It protects everyone, including the criminal. Put us a paidway. That's why we have prisons. Why should other people go to prison and others be killed? So usiru wake umene amayu, hey, hakuteteza ukuba. I'm protecting the law, guy. When we tell rule of law operates not only for people that are following the law, even the people that are not following the law, they are protected by rule of law. Ashina Malunga, that family has continued to terrorize people. Leonard Malunga. Maziwa mena na fera bale wao ajina yona ajina Cicil oda na menyalenzo. Ana menyalenzo nkani yake yotembenuza soya. Kuti ama tembenuza na soya ninkazi wake. Wina ninka like pachibale. Whether that was true is different. ndikumenya munthu champaka na kukomoka mpaka na kupita kuchipatala anakazizimukira kuchipatala koma chitukire kuchipatala munthu anapeza kuti ango chakachika mpaka anata anamwalira. It's a murder case. If you have to investigate bwino ndi murder case imeneyo, or at least attempted grievous body harm, which is life imprisonment. Life imprisonment, but they are continuing. You want them to continue to terrorize people. So lenzo sinkhani yokai ya panganani ndovi ndinkhani zingapo za crime. Even in America, that family was in America. It's not only a defilement, but an issue ya murder. My accusations are murder, and the family made an banner. Ajina sister Sangabi, they can't go to America, and that's not. I'm not saying that's an issue. Just banning people from going there, it's not nothing. It's nothing because they are still, causing chaos in Malawi, and you are there clapping hands for them. Mundu basi wangu kula tupi basi nsima inukumati di meya. Malawi, we are very stupid. That's why that country ango choka hawa kubwera hawa akuba hawa utibera hawa ango utibera Malawi. Anyway, the bottom line is we need to protect the boy child, Kineo, but also we need to protect the girl child. Chifuga mwana uja atokauta kulandira nkhaza kutoka kwa bambo yake. Nkhaza zama mitundu yose na siyana. And I don't have evidence on this allegation that I'm making. But mwana uja atokauta even akugwiriro. I know what I'm talking about. Fathers are guilty at some times. Family members, the closest. Because, and I repeat, that's an allegation. I'm making an allegation. The girl hasn't told me anything. The people around them haven't told me anything. But the way I've seen the videos, Yoka Berega, iPhone Ija, Yotantani, the way he has been behaved and how he has behaved towards Kineo, there might be some abuse that are happening, and that abuse can be physical abuse, can be sexual abuse, and because I know these things, I've met criminals for many years. I know how criminals behave. I'm a funa kuziere some criminals, kwambiri quickly or nothing. So kapiete kamena nabanga bambaja towards Kineo, it can be coming from something jealousy. Oh, with the daughter, it's not you're protecting the child. There must be something that girl is going through. Abuse. She's being abused. And through social media, kumpanga embarrass mwana. Kono wantu nwanjiro panga za behavior yote jamwana. Zoma mabanga sise ozija. Akanene unina kuti akada bugudi mwana waka kupanga dating a 22-year-old. Like make it make sense. What are you talking about? Search me here. Hello. We should be people that are pursuing justice and my friendship, Janjan. We should be people that are paying attention to things. Tizi angana zintu tizizi angana bwino. Tizizi osamangu zi angana zintu pamwamba. We should be able to scrutinize things. Dziko limene jatukwena tili chape and tili chapa tonse. Tonse fetu kwena tili chape. Wake up Malawians. Osama go na tulo basi tulo. Have a nice Sunday.